What is up, everybody? Azariel here, and welcome to a special League of Legends video. And here we're going to be talking about what makes a champion bannable. And in this video, I want to touch on three things. One, champions that get banned the most. Two, champions that should get banned. And as well as something else that I can't even think off the top of my head. It's funny, I want to talk about the topic and I don't even know what the fuck it is. Anyway, let's continue on. So, for those of us who are familiar with League of Legends, we already understand how this game is played, but for those that may not be familiar with the game, in League of Legends you have a couple of modes where you're able to ban champions. For example, there's ranked draft pick, and there's normal draft pick, etc. And in those few modes, what you're able to do is that you're able to prevent certain champions from being used in that match you're about to play in, i.e. ban them. And each team gets 3 picks as to which 3 champions they do not want to see, for a total of 6 champions being banned. And this is helpful for a multitude of reasons. One, in many games, especially those with a competitive scene such as League of Legends, in many games people often complain, the competitors, the casual players or what have you, many people often complain that certain champions or certain characters in the game may be overpowered, certain champions may be broken, or whatever the case is. They may be too good for them to be used. And oftentimes when it comes to this, under normal circumstances, you know, the developers, they hear complaints, they see the champions being used in these competitive scenes, and you know, they notice that, okay, these champions are overpowered, they're broken, and this is something we need to go back and fix to try to balance them out and to try to keep the game fresh and what have you. And what this ban feature does is that it gives a temporary solution until they can permanently fix that, what that issue is assumed to be. So I think it's an ingenious idea, and I think other video games need to adopt that feature. That way they don't have to rush and hurry up and develop and try to fix a patch to figure out, okay, what do we need to do to balance this champion out, to where the champion isn't nerfed to hell, but it's still playable, you know. So I have to give props to Riot Games for having that feature in their game, because that's less stress on them in the long, you know, every time somebody complains about a champion being broken or overpowered or whatever the case is. And one thing you're going to notice, especially throughout the entirety of this video, is that a lot of people that complain about, or the ones that I've seen complain about champions being overpowered or broken, is just the simple fact that, you know, people don't know what they're doing against those champions, and they're unfamiliar with their abilities, or they may just have a bad game, or you know, whatever the case is, and they just are getting their ass handed to them, and they, you know, could just be on a losing streak, and they feel like this champion is bad when they really don't know what to do against the champion. And once they learn it, it's like, oh, it's not so bad, you know. And you know, so are there any champions in League of Legends that absolutely deserve to get banned from matches? In a sense, yes. There are champions that I feel deserve to get banned, but now that's just what other people say. This isn't me directly saying that. But there are champions that get banned very often, and we're going to talk about those champions and what champions absolutely deserve to get banned in comparison to the champions that do get banned. Now, when you look at champions that get banned a lot, Tryndamere is a champ that gets banned often, and one that I feel absolutely deserves it, for the simple fact that his ultimate Undying Rage makes him basically it puts him in a state where he can't be killed, all the way down to where he has 1 point of health left, and throughout the duration of Undying Rage, he can't be killed, not by the turrets, not by enemy champions, not by minions, or whatever the case is. He can't die during that time. Hence the name Undying Rage. Now, of course, there's other factors that play in, depending on, I believe it depends on the amount of meter he has built up. That determines how long it lasts. So experienced players with Tryndamere know how to max that out, as well as get the most out of Undying Rage. Me, I've never played with the champion before, so I'm not too familiar with the ins and outs of his skill. But when I see people using Tryndamere, and when my team is going against him, or even when I'm in spectator and I see other teams going up against Tryndamere, it seems to be anytime Undying Rage is active, Tryndamere is able to kill off several other team of the opponent's teammates while he's still alive from Undying Rage, because basically he can't be killed during that time that Undying Rage is active. And this can be a problem that many people need to that don't know how to deal with. And the thing about Undying Rage that makes it, again, so good is, again, you can be down to 1 HP of health, and you can, if you're doing enough damage, can kill off an entire team. Best case scenario, they are near death and they all run off, and you're able to get away and go heal and then get back to the fighting. But this is a problem that a lot of people don't know how to deal with, so he ends up getting banned a lot. And a way to handle it is that you have to stun Tryndamere, or you have to hold him in place so that when he tries to run off, he can't do it. And again, a lot of people don't know how to do that, but it oftentimes it takes a lot of effort just to kill Tryndamere once. You know what I mean? So you have to know exactly, okay, Undying Rage has this much cooldown, and this is how long I have to wait before he can activate it again. And oftentimes, most Tryndameres, they won't run into battle until Undying Rage is, until Undying Rage can be used again anyway. So you just got to learn how to use it, how to go up against it. And one thing that you do is, one strategy that I see being used often is that you have to be able to hold Tryndamere in place, have a good bit of health, and try to use a stick and move strategy while Undying Rage is active, or at least try to get away. That way, when Undying Rage is done, you can just go back in and you can kill him. So. But I think that's a reasonable champion to get banned. Next up, you have Yasuo, which is a champion that gets banned a lot, which a lot of people feel that, he's a tough one to deal with, especially early game, going into late game. If Yasuo gets fed, he's one of those champions. I mean, that's pretty much with any champion. Once they get fed, it's over. But with Yasuo, he's a big threat. Not only does he have a shield with wind wall, not only can he just zip around and be hard to hit with sweeping blade. Not only does he have a projectile after he uses steel tempest a couple of times, and on any airborne target, which that third hit, which is what you're seeing right here with this tornado, knocks the target up, he's able to use last breath. Sometimes he can use it on multiple champions. Let me just say this going forward, I don't really know why people ban a lot of these champions. I'm just taking guesses, because I see them being banned often, and this is just what I'm going off of. Another champion that I see getting banned a lot, let me find him, Garen. And the reason why I think a lot of people ban him is because, well, for one, his passive is basically Warmog's Heart, which is an ability that one of the items in League of Legends give you. That after a certain amount of time has passed, basically like you just start regaining health, as if you're back at base, you know. And what this means is that a Garen can be in the middle of a battle, he could be losing, and he can run off, heal, and then come back at full health, and he doesn't even have a mana meter. You know, mana is a source where a lot of people use, well, a lot of champions in the game use their abilities because they have enough mana to use that ability. Other champions, they have energy meters. Some champions don't even have that, and I think Garen is one of those champions that don't have mana, because I've never seen any champion, anybody that uses Garen, you know, Garen doesn't have a mana meter, basically. So that's basically one thing right there. I don't you know what, let me just say it like this, because this is the thing that gets me. People have to learn to stop complaining about certain champions. I mean, yeah, we have the ban feature and certain champions get banned. I don't know how to pronounce this girl's name. Alaoi. She's another champion that people ban a lot. She's one of the newer. She's like the newest champion in League of Legends as of right now. It's like she's the latest champion in League of Legends, and she gets banned a ton because of her Retesta Spirit, where basically if an opponent tries to run, she can, you know, reach out, grab their spirit, quote unquote, and still damage them from a distance. Not only that, her passive grows these tentacles on walls where when she uses a tentacle smash, they basically just aim in a direction that that the target is, and then, you know, that can be trouble. Now, even though with Alaoi, all you have to do is just take out the tentacles, but that could be a problem because she has a lot of defense, like she's a tank. So a lot of people ban her because she is a problem to deal with. You gotta worry about the tentacles, then you gotta worry about her. You know, the whole time you're trying to take the tentacle out, which is basically one of the strategies that they actually recommend that you do. Let me just go to the tips. You know, one thing that you do, wow, really? One of the things that you do is that you take out the tentacles, but the whole time she's doing that, you're getting hit by her. So it's basically like you're facing multiple enemies at once, even though there will be weaker enemies, you know, that only take like 1 or 2 hits to get rid of. Still, you're getting distracted from what your main target is, and most of her damage is going to come from those tentacles. So the whole time you're trying to destroy that tentacle, she's right there just wailing on you. So that can be an issue for most people, and so I can understand why people ban her as well. What's another champion I see getting banned often? I see a lot of people banning Katarina, which I don't understand at all. I don't even use this champion. It's only a handful of champions that I use in League of Legends, and none of the ones that I've covered so far I use, not even once, since I've been playing this game. And I wouldn't be able to tell you why people ban her. I don't get it. Gnar being one that I don't really see getting banned a lot. Fizz is one that gets banned a lot because he has a dodge, which I think is his Q skill or his E skill. I'm not sure. I think it's, yeah, his E skill where he flips, and he can just avoid or dodge attacks. Mundo, he's another one. People think he has too much lifesteal and he has too much defense. You know, he's the common thing with a lot of these champions that people just don't know how to play League of Legends. Let's just be honest here. People just don't know how to play the game. You know, I see a lot of people banning Teemo, and Teemo isn't even that good of a champion. it's like when people ban champions, they only go after what they see are the good qualities about the champion, but they don't try to tackle the bad qualities. Teemo is a champion that I never used Teemo before, but I've been against a lot of Teemos, so I know how to deal with it. I know a lot of people, they don't like his blinding dart, his toxic dart, his noxious traps can be annoying. But still, like, he's not really a champion you gotta worry about. Teemo is a champion that you don't want to play how can I put this? Basically with Teemo, his whole strategy is to hit you from afar. He is not a close range fighter by any means. If you can get in close with up against Teemo and you can wail on him, all he's going to try to do is run. Because he isn't a champion that really fights close range. He's a distance fighter. So I've used this strategy many times going against Teemo, and it always seems to end in my favor. Because Teemo can't fight close quarter combat. Like he isn't that good when it comes to it. So like he favors the distance. Jax is another one I see getting banned a lot, because of his, I don't know, was it Counter-Strike? I think it's Counter-Strike, where he twirls that lamppost over. Yes, a lamppost for those who don't play League of Legends. He beat your ass with a lamppost, a brass lamppost. But during the time he's twirling that lamppost, he can't be touched. He can't be hit by anything. And then when it comes to an end, he sends out this shockwave that stuns pretty much like whoever gets hit by it. Anybody on the opposing team that gets hit by it. Also, he has, I think he has a stun. Yeah, that's Counter-Strike, is a stun. Like, he can attack fast, he can do a lot of damage in a short amount of time. So Jax he's pretty good. I see why people ban him too, but again, the common thing with champions in this game is that people just don't know how to go up against them, and you just have to know how to be patient and handle whatever they throw at you until the opportunity shows for you to attack them. That's pretty much it. Now, the champions that I feel, since we have the option to ban champions, the ones who I feel should be getting banned, again, like Tryndamere because of his Undying Rage, Garen because of his passive, I'm just going to call her Laoi. Laoi because of those tentacles and the fact that she can basically whip on you while you're trying to get rid of the tentacles, which is the main strategy to going up against her. I see Heimerdinger, but Heimerdinger isn't even that bad. It's the same thing with Teemo. The only difference is, he has those traps that he lays down, and he can basically hit you, or not even hit you. He can basically just set those traps and then just go on about his business, and the whole time you have to take out these traps, you got other ones just shooting at you. I don't know, like, it's one of those things that just kind of gets me, man. None of these champions are very difficult to beat. Tryndamere being one of the few. Garen is just annoying. Even with Jax, it's just like there's only one champion that I feel that really deserves to get banned from every game, and that's Tryndamere. Because that Undying Rage is a bitch to deal with. Somebody even told, just to go and show you what I mean about when people don't know what they're doing against certain champions. Somebody told me that Cassiopeia was overpowered. Anybody that knows how to play this game knows Cassiopeia is a very weak champion. To the point where I stopped using her because she was just that weak. She only has a couple aspects to her that makes her, that you have to focus on, is that continuously poison the enemies and use and build up aspects of Serpent Twin. I think gives her I think some spell vamp. I don't know what it gives her, but they do a bum job at explaining this stuff at the bottom. But yeah, I don't remember if it heals her or if it gives her like bonus magic damage or like whatever the case is. Like I don't remember, but basically that's something that you're building up. And every time you poison your opponent, you gain an aspect of the serpent. Every time you poison them. So just abuse the hell out of Noxious Blast and Miasma, and abuse the hell out of Twin Fang, because anytime Twin Fang hits a target that is poison, it refreshes. And the whole idea with Cassiopeia is that you just poison, gain aspects of the serpent, and while the target is poisoned, just repeatedly use Twin Fang. And if you're trying to get away or if you're trying to catch somebody, use your Petrifying Gaze to buy you some time to get away. And that's pretty much it with Cassiopeia. Cho'Gath is one I've seen getting, banned often. He kind of has a lot. I can see why he gets banned often. He has a knock up, he has a silence. He basically has not only that, but he gains stacks if he uses Feast. If I'm not mistaken, Feast. If he kills him with Feast, he grows. Yeah, he grows and he gains more health. And I think he gains more defense as well. And he also does more damage. Well, whatever the case is, like when he kills an opponent with Feast, he basically gets more. He pretty much becomes more tanky. So that could be something people don't want to deal with. I see a lot of people banning Akali. I don't see why. There's worse champions in this game, so I don't really get why people ban her. I've even seen people banning Bard. Like Bard, he's far from a champion people need to worry about. Darius, Darius, he's a champion. Basically, because his pretty much because of his rework, he can stack up those stacks of hemorrhage, and pretty quickly, and he can abuse Noxus Guillotine. Like he can snatch you back into the game, or like when you're trying to run, he can just snatch you back. Speaking of snatching champions back, Blitzcrank is another champion that people ban because he can pretty much safely either pull you toward the turret that he's under or pull you away from your turret. He can do that from a safe distance, so a lot of people see that being as a problem and that they don't want to deal with when it comes to Blitzcrank. It's a simple strategy of just moving to the side. It's not really a hard tactic. It's pretty obvious where he's going to shoot his arm to try to pull you into underneath the turret or whatever the case is. You just got to move out the damn way. It's not hard at all. And that's basically it, man. As far as champions that I feel absolutely deserve to get banned, if any, Tryndamere, Laoi, and Garen. That's basically like my three picks right there. I don't know. No, not even Jax. Jax isn't really that good. I mean, like he has that dodge. I mean, he can dish out the damage, but here's the reason why I say that. I don't believe in like tier systems and good or bad champs. It's all about your strategy and how you go about playing the game. You can't approach the same. You can't approach different champions with the exact same strategy, otherwise you may end up getting beat. Hence the reason why I think a lot of people, those people told me that Cassiopeia was overpowered when she's far from it. It's one of those things that once you learn how to play the champion that you're playing with and know how to deal with that champion going up against others, you basically have everything you need to win a game. You know, so that's the only thing you have to do is just learn how to play the game. That's what it really boils down to. Learn how to play the game. Learn how to go up against certain champions. Yes, you can ban a couple of champions here and, you know, in those modes that I spoke on. You know, and they're reasonable suggestions. Again, Tryndamere, Aloy, and Garen. You know, yeah, that's it, man. I mean, I don't really believe in banning a champ, but since they give you the option, I mean, those are my three. If any, you know, were to get banned from Ring or any draft match, it's just one of those things where it just doesn't make any sense. You just gotta learn how to play against the champion, and if they're too much for you, you can ban them, and you ain't gotta worry about them. So yeah, that's basically how I feel. So that's my synopsis for this video. Like, that's my thoughts. You know, when it comes to League of Legends, there are reasonable suggestions for champions that that should get banned or people feel is too good. I'm gonna put it to you like this: people thought Mordekaiser was too good because he could steal the souls of the champions that he killed, and he can basically use them as pretty much like additional teammates. You know, he can even steal the soul of like the dragon. It's a good thing you can't do it with Baron Nashor, because I think that would be crazy. But yeah, like he can steal the souls of other, you know, monsters or champions, and people may not want to deal with that. At one point, that was considered to be overpowered until they nerfed them, and people don't want to use them no more. I think that's what happened with Lissandra. I guess she's not as good as she used to be, but whatever the case is, man, people just need to learn how to play the damn game and stop bitching. That's my opinion when it comes overall. Just learn how to play the game. You know, yeah, they gotta patch the game up here and there, because that keeps things fresh and it keeps people coming back to want to explore these changes to see if they fix what people felt like were unfair advantages that some of these champions had. And you know, that's how League of Legends has survived for so long. They keep doing that. Not only that, but you can ban the champions and get them out the way. You ain't gotta worry about them for that match if you feel the need to do so. So I don't really believe that any champion is really completely broken. You know, it's just that some people just don't know what to do against those champions, and they have to ban them until they learn how to, or they figure out some type of strategy to go up against them, which is a catch-22, because you can't really do that unless you go up against the damn champion. But whatever. But yeah, that's my opinion. That's my thoughts. Don't really have anything else to say besides, what do you think, or who do you think in League of Legends deserves to get banned in ranked or normal draft? I'll be interested to hear some of your guys' opinions, some of you guys' opinions on that topic. So it was an interesting video. It was kind of all over the place. See people trying to pull me into the game. I'm finna join, and I'll see you guys later. Until then, peace.